Hello students, you are welcome to mathematics class on Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. In today's mathematics class, I'll be taking you a very interesting topic in mathematics, and that is bearing. Fantastic. So I'm your mathematics teacher, Ademola Folari. Let the journey begin.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Again, our topic is bearings. Let's look at the learning objectives for today's class. By the end of today's class, students should be able to understand the concept of bearings, convert from one bearing reading to another. Now let's dive into it proper. Bearings. We say bearing is an angle measured clockwise direction from the north. If nothing at all, you've heard about the north, the east, the south, and the west. Yes. So when you take a clockwise reading of an angle from the north, when I mean clockwise, you follow the pattern at which the clock follows. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go back to 12. That's clockwise movement. So bearing is the angle measured clockwise direction from the north. There are two types of bearing. We have the compass bearing and we have the 3-digit bearing. Compass bearing and the 3-digit bearing. Those are the two types of bearings. So let's take a look at this. Like I said, the north, the east, the south, and the west. Those are the major four cardinal points. Four cardinal points. In between north and east is where we have our northeast. In between south and east is where we have our southeast. In between south and west is where we have our southwest. And in between north and west is our northwest. Now take note of something. For the compass bearing, let's look at it. Compass bearing are expressed in terms of four cardinal directions: the north, the east, the south, and the west. So when we have it this way, because it's compass bearing, if we are reading from the north to the east, it is called northeast. If it falls between this place, between the south and east, it's called southeast. So we read this way when we are talking about the north. We read this way. Looking at it, for cardinal or compass bearing, we can either read it as northeast or northwest. Look at the direction, northeast or northwest. So if it is south, we can either read it as southeast or southwest. Each of the quadrant, that is from north to east, is 90 degrees. From south to east is 90 degrees. From south to west is 90 degrees. And from north to west is also 90 degrees, making the total of 360 degrees. Remember, angle at a point. So here now, when you see a reading in this way, north 35 degrees east, that is compass bearing. The bearing is in compass bearing. When we have south 56 degrees west is a compass bearing. You may also want to try that at home. Write one compass bearing. Fantastic. That means your compass bearing will either start from north something degree east or north something degree west. If it's south, south something degree west or south something degree east. You cannot have east south or west north. No. It is northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Take notes. Great. So let's take the learning further. Here now, anything you see across let's say north 59 degree east or north 38 degree west. So that's how we write it. Fantastic. Okay, let me take away this. Now look at this. Look at this. The point here, that point here, which is our interested point now. Look at this point. The angle of this point from the north to east, so it makes angle 35 degrees. The angle here is 35 degrees. So if we are to represent this in compass bearing, it is north 35 degree east for compass bearing. Yes, the angle is 35, but it is not 35 degree east. Bearing takes measure of angle in a clockwise direction. So it's different from angle. Yes, angle will form bearing if we interpret it correctly. So that is done. 3 figure bearings. They are measured in degrees clockwise from the north. They range from 0 to 360. That's 3 figure bearing. So you take note, the example. The 3 figure bearing here do not have something of northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest like the compass bearing. So when you are just seeing the angle this way, it is 3-digit bearing or 3 figure bearing. But when you are seeing north 57 degree east or south 21 degree west, that is compass. So take a look at this. The example here. Please, when the 3 figure bearing is below 100, you must write it in 3 figure. Let's say you are giving bearing of 95 degree. As it sounds, 95 degree. You want to write 95 degrees. No, this is just an angle. To make it bearing, you have to say 095 degrees. That's 3 figure bearing. If it is 26 degrees, you have 026 degrees, 3 figure. The only time is from 100 to 360 that you don't need to be adding 0 to it because that one is already in 3 figures. Good. Now let's take a look at this. Remember, clockwise from the north. So from the north, this moves to this, and it forms angle 322, which falls on the quadrant here, second quadrant. If you are looking at it as quadrant, you know, first, second, third, fourth. But if you rotate it in a clockwise manner, it's at the fourth position where we have between 270 and 360. So that's it. The best one is this. Good. Now, we have learned about compass reading, and we have also learned about 3 figure bearing. It is time to learn about how to convert from one bearing reading to another. That is, to convert from 3 figure to compass bearing or from compass bearing to 3 figure. That is very simple. We must learn that. This example says, convert the following to compass bearing. Remember, it is 3 figure bearing. We are to convert it to compass bearing. And I want us to understand the rudiment of it because it's very simple. This very first one is 65 degrees. Can we first sketch it? Yes. The sketching should not be our problem. This is north. So from the north, east, if you read from the north angle 65, that probably becomes something of this. 65. So this is 65 degree now, right? So this is the angle. Now, our interest is this angle, 65 degree. So we are converting this to compass bearing. You see that from the north to east, northeast, take note of that, northeast. Now, what angle is from the north? 65. It gives us north, 65 degree east. Fantastic. So north, 65 degrees, that is our compass reading for that. Now, example 2, 147 degrees. Let's also learn to draw. That 147 degrees falls where we have north, we have the east, we have south and west. 147, it falls between 90 and 180. So if we take this, 90, 147 is somewhere around here. So we draw. This is 147 degrees. Now, to now know it, remember, it falls between southeast. So your own angle of concern is southeast. Southeast. For better understanding, so our concern here is southeast, which is southeast. Remember, because of where it falls, so write southeast. So what angle will it be? Remove 147, that would be 180. You know, if it had completed this, it would be 180, but it didn't complete it, it stopped at 147. So remove 147 from 180, whatever angle that is left. So that is 33. That means it is 33 degrees southeast. 33 degrees southeast. Isn't that fantastic? Good. So try the last one. All right. I'm not going to finish up the last one with you because I'm not going to feed you all through. But look at it. North, east, south, west. 90, 180, 270, 360. So 322 falls between 270 and 360. That means in a clockwise manner, 180, 270, 322 will probably be somewhere here. So this angle here is 322. However, it falls into northwest. Northwest. So you read from the north, northwest. That means this angle is what you need. If this one is 322 degrees, so what is remaining for 322 degrees to complete 360? Meaning you have to say 360 minus 322 degrees. So whatever that is, remember it falls under northwest. So let's say northwest. Let's keep that. So what will be the angle? Fantastic. Okay, that will give you, that's 38, right? If we are together, yes, 38. So that means north 38 degree west. So this is south 33 degree east, and this is north 38 degree west. Great. That is conversion from three-figure bearing to compass bearing. Now let's take a look at conversion from compass bearing to three-figure bearing. Convert the following to three-figure bearings. Looking at it, don't forget, this is compass bearing. When you begin to hear north so degree west, south so degree west, or south so degree east, is compass bearing. So here we want to convert this. The very first one, make your sketch. North. You are working on north west. So northwest, east, south. Remember, northwest. You read from the north, you read angle 35 from the north. Northwest. So if this is angle 35 degrees, northwest, angle 35 degrees. That means the three-figure readings will be this. That's your three-figure. No, look at it. Near seeing it, you already know that from 0 to this point. So if this red had completed its circle, it will be 360. Now, remove 35 from 360. That gives you what northwest will give you. Because it's at this quadrant here, northwest, which is supposed to complete 360. That means it's going to be equals to 360 degrees minus 35 degrees. That gives us what? 325 degrees. So we can say this is 325 degrees. Fantastic. The second one, northeast. Northeast. So, northeast. So it will fall between these. 57. Remember, you count from the north. Northeast. So north, 0, stop somewhere, 57. So this is 57 degrees, right? So if you start from 0 down to, it's still 57. So our angle here is still 57. However, 3 figures. So we must put 0 to it. That will be equal to 057 degrees. Isn't that beautiful? So let's take a look at the last one. Southeast. Southeast. North, east, southwest. South 56 degree east. You start your reading from the south. South 56 degree east. So south 56 degree. South 56 degree east will probably be somewhere here. 56 degree east. Southeast. South 56 degree east. So our interest is the 3 figure. If we are now looking for the 3 figures bearing, it comes from the north, which is 0, 0, 90, and it stops here. Remember, if it had completed this, that would be 180. So now it falls on this quadrant, southeast, which is 180. To get this angle now, which is our angle of concern, is now going to be 180 degrees minus the southeast, 56 degrees. So if we try that, that's going to give us 124 degrees. So this can then be called 124 degrees in 3-figure bearing. You find that interesting, right? Good. Now I leave you with these practice questions. The first one, you have to convert the 3-figure bearing to compass bearing, while the second one, you have to convert the following to 3 figures bearing. All right, under 2 minutes or 3 minutes, you pause, you take the exercise. All right, you're welcome. Now that we know this, let's do solution to it. The solution to this problem, I won't feed you with all, I will just take one. For the very first one, okay, let me take this because it's a big or large number. Convert the following to compass bearing. So I told you earlier, from the north, east, south, west. Take your reading, 310. Remember, bearing is from the north clockwise, 0, 90, 180, 270, yeah, 210 falls. 310 falls here. So this is 310. The answer is already staring at you. Because the answer is that what angle completes this? Remember, the northeast, the northwest is where it falls into, northwest. So to get it, keep your northwest. Now, which angle, what is the value of this angle? We get the value of that angle by saying 360, because that's the complete of this, minus 310. So that gives us what? 50 degrees, right? So that means north 50 degree west. North 50 degree west is the same thing as 310 degree. The knowledge of this, oh, great. So if you are right with this, I can be assured of your working, that this second one will not be a problem. So I leave you with that. Now, the second one, convert the following to 3 figures bearing. Since this is northwest, use the knowledge here to solve this. But I'll go to this southeast. We have it this manner: north, east, south, west. So what we are dealing with falls between south and east. So south, you start your reading from the south, 57 degree to the east. 0, 57. So if this is 57 degrees, that means for 3 digits or 3 figures to be obtained, our 3 figures will be what complete this to make it 180, right? So now to get this, it will become 180 degrees minus 57 degrees, and that gives us, yes, 123. 123 degrees. So which means this is equivalent to 123 degrees. And you know, if this is northwest 50 degrees, you already know that this is going to be close to this. Fantastic. So if you have enjoyed today's class, I want to believe that you probably have 1 or 2 comments, questions, or suggestions. If you have any, you can reach us using any of our social media handles being displayed on your TV screen. Till we come your way next time, enjoy yourself.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.